is 1.55. My heaviest weight must have been around 62 when I got weighed before giving birth. Cardio to do at home, let your imagination run wild. My favorite answer would be put some music on and dance 45 minutes. Run on the spot. You can do burpees for half an hour. You can also grab your lover and enjoy some cardio burning activity. I don't believe in tracking my heart rate when exercising. I feel that I don't need another device to give me advice and tell me what my body's feeling. So I would go with how you feel. Measure your own cadence, your out of breath, your physical performance, and take cues from what your body is telling you. How do you know that you're losing weight and not gaining weight? My best suggestion before undertaking any kind of physical fitness or lifestyle change is to make sure you take photographs before you start your journey. So whether you decide you're going to start a dance challenge or a swimming challenge to Robben Island and you want to see what effect it's going to have on your body on an aesthetic level, take a photograph first and take a proper photograph. Some of the photographs I get is shocking. Make sure that you can see the shape of your body. Make sure that the lighting is fine. Make sure that you're going to take the photo at the same time in the same lighting, in the same clothing, so we can see the changes in the body. And for me, that is the best aesthetic development, which gives you an indication of what you're doing physically is correct. Is the Glow Cleanse suited for endomorph? The way that I feel about endomorph, ectomorph, mesomorph, it is education that's been thrown around on the internet that confuses the way that people see their bodies. So if someone had to tell me, Rush, by the time I hit 25, it was so hard for me to lose weight. I'm 30 years old now, my back should be aching. Then all of a sudden you feel like, oh, my back should be aching, my age is holding me back. This is the reason why I'm not losing the weight. If you have 3 people, those 3 people can do the same thing and follow the same diet and they can have different results. They can also have the same results. So it depends on how your body is going to respond to something. Don't read something on the internet or something that someone at work told you, or a guy for that matter, and then take that into consideration because your body takes on that subconscious notes you're giving it. So if for me, for example, I need to do a lot of cardio in order to see results. Okay, so fertility treatment and fitness is a very sensitive and delicate subject. If you are on hormone or any kind of hormones, whether it is fertility treatment especially, it causes a big obstacle challenge in losing weight, especially water weight. I found with fertility treatment a lot of women hold a lot of water and they just swell up because of the treatment on its own, and there's really nothing that you can do about it. And the fertility treatment periods aren't that long. So if you know that you're going to partake on a fertility journey, I would, before going on to any kind of drugs or anything, make sure that you're your fittest, you're your healthiest, you're your strongest to take on any kind of extra 2 to 5 kilos, 7 kilos of weight gain. Does my health choose help with fertility? So it's an insider joke where a client of mine, she messaged me and she said that she was in the lift on her way to see the gynae at the hospital. And then when she got into the lift, there was another couple there and she was pregnant, drinking a health juice. And then she looked at her and she said, I also got into that situation by drinking that juice. So the thing about the health juice is it's about restarting your endocrine system, restarting your digestive system, getting all the gunk and all the junk and the buildup out of the body. That way you feel vitality, you have more energy to love yourself and therefore love your partner. So it's like a whole machine together. It's not, I wouldn't say health juice is the answer to falling pregnant. I would say that you want to make sure that your body is working on a functional level. Obviously, there are other things that come into play, like your partner and other underlying issues which may be the cause. So it's not the answer, but to make sure that you're healthy and you're fit and you're strong by drinking health juice, by following a good diet, is going to increase your chances of falling pregnant. My diets are friendly for men, women, and I was going to say dogs, but I don't know. I've seen cats enjoy a health juice, so if your pregnancy is high risk, the main priority would not be muscle mass, it would not be body fat. It would not be how you look in your gym clothes. The priority if your pregnancy is high risk is for you to be safe and for your baby to be safe, for your baby to stay in your belly for as long as possible. After birth, I started working out about 12 days after my cesarean with Ada. It was a emergency C-section, and what I did was I did a little bit of light cardio. It wasn't very long, and I did some complex compound movements with some medium weights. My second C-section, however, I recovered faster. In my mind, I thought I'd recovered, but because I was feeling so great, I pushed myself too hard when I got back in the gym. And it was about 2 weeks, it was about the same time. Got back in the gym, because I felt so strong, I went for too long. And that's how I ended up ripping the inside of my muscles. So some people say 4 weeks to 6 weeks if you've had a cesarean, a C-section. Some women say 4 weeks if they've had a natural birth. Some women listen to their gynae because they're qualified. I'm not qualified to give that kind of information, even though my gynae himself said, you will know when you're ready. I trust you because he knows my background, he knows I'm fit, he knows I'm strong. And when I went to him to do the scan to check what had happened, why was I in so much pain, he confirmed that I had torn internal abdominal muscles. He wasn't angry with me, but those are things that happen, so we just have to heal. So to lose pregnancy weight in your arms and your tummy specifically, you can't target area weight loss. What's going to happen is once you diet, once you train, the body's going to take the fat on the whole. So it's not going to take fat from your face, it's not going to take fat from your arms. There's no such thing as targeted weight loss. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you focus on cardio, you focus on weightlifting, and you focus on your diet. Slowly the body will lose the weight as your body is built, and we are all built differently. It's never too late to fix a mom bod, ever. It's never too late. Okay, so lower belly push, best exercises for that would be, this hand that reaches for snacks and then you put it in your mouth. That is the best exercise to train yourself not to do that. I feel that a lot of people feel that they need to be satisfied all the time, that we need to have had a snack, we need to have had a meal. You don't need to be eating all the time. So the sooner you realize that it's okay to look forward to your next meal, you're going to understand that your body is actually giving you cues that you don't need to emotionally eat, that you need to listen to what your body's saying. Fitness can help with stretch marks because you want to increase the muscle mass on your body. So the more muscle mass you have on your thighs, your legs, your quads, which is where stretch marks are, as well as your tummy, it improves the quality of the skin, which means the skin isn't going to fall apart so easily. Another thing with skin health and cellulite is your diet. Your diet has to be so excellent. Try supplementing with the collagen. I know it's like a new thing now. It used to be bone broth. It used to be, what was it? Back in the day in the 90s, it was something else people were drinking. But your diet does have a very close link to the quality of your skin. Another thing with lower body cellulite and fat, stretch marks, you want to make sure that you're adding nice muscle onto your body because that's going to tighten the skin over it. So you're using all my pharmaceuticals and you want to know if it's going to get rid of your double chin. The thing with double chins, I find that a lot of women have young, youthful faces. So when you have a youthful face, there's a lot more skin around the face to give you that like pretty girl look. It doesn't necessarily mean that I've seen loads of women with beautiful round faces but are actually quite skinny. So for me, that is the way that your jaw is built and your neck is built. So again, you can't target weight loss on your chin, but you can go to an aesthetic doctor and have it zapped because that does work. Is it good to work out on your period? I would listen to your body. So if the internet says work out on your period, are you gonna push through that workout, hurt yourself, be in tears? It's not worth it. You've got to learn to listen to your body and no one else. So if you do feel, today I can just manage a walk on the promenade, today I can just manage a 30-minute yoga session, then you do what's good for you. Good cardio to replace running. I love hiking, skipping, dancing, stairs. But don't be afraid to run. You can always, incline walking is an excellent fat burning cardio. So daily HIIT activity is it dangerous to perform after years of inactivity? The thing about HIIT is high intensity interval training. It's something that is for people who have an advanced skill level and who are already fit, because it is quite intense. And you want to start off slow, you want to get your body into a proper conditioning, a proper base conditioning before you push your limits to that kind of level. You could get injured, you could get sore, you could get sick because you're doing too much to your body. What happens is if you get injured and you get sick, you're out of training altogether. So I would not advise it, no. So you've purchased my newbie body workout guide. It's an 8-week guide and you're already training 4 to 5 days a week. What I would do is I would focus on one type of training style to see the benefit and to see the results. If you're doing too many things, you're overtraining, you're gonna get yourself injured, you're gonna get yourself hurt. I would focus on one thing at a time. So to build your endurance, to skip for 5 minutes straight, or to build your endurance to do anything, you wanna just continue pushing. And every single time you just do a little bit more. So you just add in another 50 skips, then another 100 skips. And that way, soon before you know it, you're just going and going and going. The thing about headaches while you're training, you might be dehydrated. You might have quite a bit of toxin buildup in the body. This is what I'm thinking. Again, I'm not a qualified doctor, so please ask your doctor why you're getting a headache. But I would, from what I'm thinking, you need to make sure that you're hydrated. You need to make sure that you're drinking water before your session and after your session, and that your diet is filled with fresh veggies. Is it normal to experience back pain if you haven't trained in a while? Yes, that is absolutely spot on normal. What happens is if you don't train for a while, you start switching off your core. When you switch off your core, which is your stomach, your back kicks in to do all the work. And then the back also gets stiff and locks up because there's no movement. We need to move. We can't sit all day. So bad lower back and middle back pain is quite common. A lot of people feel that they need to strengthen their back. It's like what the question insinuated, that they had a weak back pain. But in actual fact, you don't have a weak back, you have a weak core, and your back is pulling the work. You're bending with your back, you're not squatting properly, you're not activating your core, you're lifting yourself up with your back, you're not using your legs enough, and those are all common problems as to why you have backache. I would actually start lifting weights with a qualified trainer, or if not, download Rushda app and train base conditioning there. So you're struggling with weight loss because of a slow metabolism, confirmed medically. I think that we all have our challenges and we all have to, some people have to work extra hard, some people have to be extra nice, some people, and unfortunately, if you do have a slow metabolism, you have to really do whatever it takes. And I know that life's unfair, but not everything is gonna come easy to everyone. Otherwise, we all would walk around with dream bodies. You're skinny, fat, and you want to gain. So I've written a diet called Slim Thick, and it's available on www.rushda.com. It's a diet based for women who are very slim and who are very skinny and who do want to build some curve and build some muscle. You have to lift weights as well. So the weight training is going to curve that body and give that the shape where it should go, because you don't want to end up just putting on fat. Yeah, you want to put on some muscle, and the nice thing about muscle is you can actually build a really sexy figure. Is doing squats to grow your booty a myth or not? I want to say it's not a myth. You can grow your booty, but at the same time, if you're doing it incorrectly, you might just be growing other muscles too. If you're eating a lot to gain weight, you can grow your bum. If you are dieting, it might not grow, but it will lift and become more defined and chiseled. How difficult was it to shift my body from the early training days to now? So what happened was, when I started training, it depends on how you're training, your body is going to translate. And that's why I say it's very important to make sure that you take photographs. You take photographs, not because you're vain, but you take photographs to track, is what I'm doing, i.e. lifting heavy weights and eating, excessive amounts of calories, healthy stuff or whatever it may be, is it taking me to where I want to be? And when you're caught up and when you're wrapped up in someone else's agenda or another coach's agenda about how he thinks you should look and how he thinks you should train, you don't realize what it is unless you're actually honest with yourself. And being young and being easily influenced, you might not be that truthful with yourself or be able to recognize that you're on the wrong path. So for many years I had to undo that, but I still learned so much. I learned so much about the body. I learned so much about weightlifting, powerlifting. I learned so much about bodybuilding as well, because that was another phase of my body. And then from there I learned what worked for me and what worked for women, and I applied that to ladies. And it took years. I feel that my body only kind of clicked after I gave birth to my first son. How long did it take for me to get to my goal weight? So I don't really feel that it's something that is a measuring stick. It is about how I feel, how strong I feel, and how great I look. Oh, what motivates me to work out in the cold? Lots of coffee, a playlist, warm clothing. I'm somebody who layers up, and I can just lay it down. You can always just take your clothes back off. But training in winter is probably one of my favorites. It's my favorite time to really put in the work, so that when summer comes I can just run around in my sports bra and just have the best time barefoot. My go-to exercise to get moving, and I don't want to think, is I grab my kettlebell. When I look at my kettlebell, I don't even think. This creativity just flows, and I just love the way that it challenges me. So it's the one, yeah. How many times a week should you work out? As often as you feel the need to, but I would start with 4 days a week. Build it up. If you are starting out and you're unfit and you are carrying a bit of weight that you want to drop, I would start with cardio 4 times a week and build it up to 6 days a week. And then after the first month, after 4 weeks, I would incorporate weightlifting, only then. Who is my fitness inspo? So that's a very tough one. But for me, I admire and I draw strength from, you know, the icons in the world, like the athletes. Muhammad Ali, Serena Williams, you know, Michael Jordan, obviously. And Caster Semenya, she's a favorite of mine. It's not about the way that they look, it's not about their bodies necessarily, it's about their minds and the way that they've trained to go against. Oh, Ronda Rousey's one as well, yeah, she's up there. It's about the mind, it's about the tenacity, it's about not giving up, it's about going for what you want. And the aesthetics kind of just being a byproduct. If you look badass, you badass. So what kettlebell weight would you start with? I feel that you should really go for something that's going to make you feel uncomfortable and nervous. So something that's not pink, something that's not light, something that you don't think you can lift. And the moment you buy that 8 kg or that 10 kg or that 12 kg, 16, you bring it home and you work your way up to getting there. And once you start moving with it, working with it, and you realize, actually, I'm a lot fucking stronger than I thought. To train with me, download my fitness app, Rushda Fit, available for Apple devices. Android is coming soon. To shop all my products, visit Rushda Life on Apple and Android. And to join my challenges and download my ebooks, visit rushda.com. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it with your friends.